Welcome to episode 2 of the Pepp Talk podcast, and today we have Pepperdine women's soccer joining us. Taylor Rath, the keeper, Julia Quinonez, the freshman winger. A lot to talk about both on and off the field. And yeah, thanks for being here for episode 2.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Of course. So it's been about midway through the season, so a lot of ups and downs so far. It's been kind of a topsy-turvy year. How would you guys describe what the year's been like so far?
Well, as a freshman, I wasn't thinking that, oh my god, it's gonna be the best year ever. But we did have some up and downs, and I wouldn't say it's going as a bad season. We won games, we tied games that we should have won, but so far I think the season is going pretty decent, I would say. Yeah.
I think our ability to continue to stick together and keep persevering through the season as we just start WCC now. I think it's great that we played these big opponents in non-conference because it gave us the opportunity to kind of see how we are as a team, adding in the freshmen, and also how these opponents are from the schools all over. So
there's a couple of things about this year too that have been interesting. I mean, you have had some good results against really good teams. Georgetown's a great team. Watching them all year, you get some experience playing a defending national champ like UCLA, but you've also logged more miles than I can remember a Pepperdine soccer team. You guys were all over the country for a week. It was wild. How's that impacted the year? You happy to be home at least? I mean, you got 2 home games on the docket this week.
Oh yeah, it feels great just playing at home finally, because I think it was 2 weeks ago that we were out traveling the whole country for 2 games. But I would say I thought it was really fun. I had a great time with all the girls, and just being able to be in 2 different new states I've never been to. I thought it was so fun.
Played in hurricanes, had games delayed.
Yeah.
It's been wild.
For 3 hours. It was so much fun.
When did that game finish? At midnight Eastern time?
Yeah, 11:30 or
yeah, around there. That's when we finally got on the bus.
Yeah, I loved it. I think that trip was really great for our team. And I think just the experience of going out and having a hurricane in the middle of it all and being able to still go out and play. And, we traveled the next day all day. It was a tough travel because that was one of the first 4 weeks where we weren't at school for a whole week. But I think it was worth it, and especially for our girls.
It's not what you expected when you sign up to play soccer in Malibu, is it?
No, it's a hurricane. Bunch of core memories that I remember.
Playing keeper is a little bit different, Taylor, than anything else anybody does on the pitch. You train differently, you're thinking differently, your role is just completely different than any other position. You're staying at keeper. And we have our own goalkeeper coach here. You guys train together and separately. I've watched practice and know you guys do your own thing basically the whole time. But what's the mentality of playing goalkeeper for 90 minutes, knowing that there's 4 or 5 moments, I feel throughout a game where that decides your entire day, and the rest of the time you're just kind of waiting for those moments to happen? What is that like?
Definitely a waiting game, being patient, but also being locked in and knowing the plays, because you're staying engaged throughout the entire game, telling everyone where to go, where to mark, because you see the whole field. And I think that keeps me engaged the most as I'm constantly talking, but it's mental. Comes down to the little things and being ready at those points when you have to do only 1 save or 2 saves versus other players that are engaged for the full 90 minutes of running. We kind of walk around, but being locked in and taking advantage of those moments that we get our opportunity.
In terms of being a team leader, does that position kind of lend itself to that, just because you're always barking out orders basically when you're not making saves?
Yes, I would say it does. I honestly carry a lot, thinking I'm the last line of defense, and I think it's a good weight to carry, and I love being a goalkeeper.
Julia, it's been a great start to your freshman season. It's been awesome to watch you on the wing. Just a super exciting player and very talented. What has freshman year in college been like just outside of soccer with all of it together? What has it been like to transition?
The homework's crazy. The workload is beyond compared to high school, but it's not necessarily hard, I would say, but it's just a lot, and I have to stick with it more than I did in high school. I have to be more organized, more responsible with all my work, make sure I ask questions and this and that in order to be successful off the field. So I would say it's not too hard, but the workload is crazy.
What have you enjoyed specifically about being here at Pepperdine as a college student?
For me, I would say I'm just so close to home. I think it like coming here, I felt already home. It was so homey to me. The girls were so welcoming, and knowing that like if I ever get homesick, I'm just like an hour away drive, and I think that really like suited for me, like for me committing here. And I think that was just the one thing that took me here.
Taylor, I know we were talking, and Julie, you can jump on this too. We were talking a little bit before we started recording about mental health challenges and just playing D1 sports in today's age and being a student full-time in today's age while you're playing D1 sports. I don't think people realize it unless they've really done it, how much work you guys put in all the time outside of the classroom, let alone you're still taking the full class load. But it's a little different than when your coaches, maybe your parents, if they played, when they were playing, it's a bit of a different environment now. You're constantly online. People are constantly seeing everything you're doing or can see everything you're doing. It's all there. It's all there, and you're constantly surrounded by it. What has that been like as a college athlete in 2023 versus maybe what people went through way back when?
I feel like nowadays it's definitely how much time are you spending on social media and looking at those comments or who comments what on other posts, or even looking at the stereotypes of athletes nowadays and comparing that to yourself or where you want to go. And I think for me the biggest thing is being able to kind of block out the noise, good or bad. I think if anything gets a little bit too much to your head, you kind of take it in and you absorb it. But I think the key for me has just been being consistent and being consistent in training, how good of a teammate I am every day, how good of a student I am every day, how good of a friend I am. And I think all around, it just not absorbing too much of it and getting like sidetracked by, you know, what may be portrayed as simple as rankings too.
Mm-hmm.
Like comparing other rankings, other scores to our team, social media has a huge impact on that. And I think just focusing on our mission, basically.
What would that mission be? How would you sum up the mission?
Semper Fi.
Semper Fi, always faithful.
Love it. Love it.
Always faithful.
What has the transfer process been like for you? You know, starting where you started and coming to Malibu after that and transferring within, I mean, obviously the transfer portal is a huge topic right now across college athletics. Everybody's jumping in, everybody's doing it. And it seems like you found a pretty successful transfer experience here.
I did. And my transfer process actually went very smooth. Within 5 minutes of my last meeting with my prior coaches, I was in the transfer portal, and it's basically like you're a free agent. And it's so common nowadays. Like, there are so many students, like, not even just soccer, but all sports that are in the transfer portal. And it's nice because it makes it easy to leave and not have, like, too much of a weight of, like, oh, like, I have no idea where I'm going to go. Like, I'm not going to go anywhere. And I honestly I look back now and I'm thankful for it all, because it was honestly probably one of the hardest things I've ever done. Just betting on myself and going for it. And yeah, I knew that, like, if I ever got a second chance to come back to Pepperdine, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Because you don't know you don't know who wants you out there, right? I mean, it's I guess high school recruiting all over again a little bit.
It is. It completely is. It's exactly like being recruited again and not knowing. But I think just trusting yourself and, you know, trusting God's plan, like, everything will work out. And I ended up exactly where I meant to be.
Awesome. I'm glad it worked out so well.
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel like the season for you guys, and I kind of mentioned at the beginning, topsy-turvy, you know, all over the country, traveling, some late ties, some drama. I feel like the season isn't really finished in terms of the story, though. I feel like there's a lot that could happen in the next couple weeks to determine not just wins and losses, but everything else for you guys. Are you kind of feeling that way, where the next few weeks will really decide how you feel about this whole year?
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like the job is still not finished. Even though conference just started and we're halfway through our season, I still feel like this team can bring out so much more, and we are for the next few games. I just feel it. I feel like the next few games are just gonna like hit it good for us, and I'm just so excited to start it.
I feel like we're just getting started.
Mm-hmm.
WCC just started, so we have a long way to go.
Yeah.
Who have been some mentors for you, Julia, your first year here? Soccer or not soccer, but either one. Who's helped you through this process of becoming a college athlete?
Well, on the soccer field, I feel like not just one, but I feel like all my teammates have really helped me here. Like when I first started like recruiting or like being recruited from here, all the girls were so welcoming and so homey, and I just knew that this was the home for me. And when I first started practicing with them, it felt like family. Like they're so like I just connected to them with so well, and I was just so happy like that they were they're like my teammates. I'm so blessed to have them. And even off the soccer field, I feel like I can go to anyone and ask questions about school or anything. Like if I need help with anything, I feel like I could just go to anyone on the soccer team. So yeah, I would say that.
You guys have a unique mix of seniors and freshmen this year. I feel like there's a lot of experience and a lot of young players, and both are playing together all the time. It's not like the young players are sitting, right? You're a perfect example. So just kind of being thrown into it, but with a lot of senior help as well. What has that balance been like? Because I feel like rosters usually are like, oh, it's such a young roster, or oh, it's such an experienced roster. This one, I feel like falls into neither category.
Honestly, I feel like, the freshmen have come in and just work. Like, Julia, for example, like, she's earned, like, her position, and she's earned everything she has out there. So I don't think it's just by, like, determining whether she's a freshman, senior. There's no difference in classes. I think we're all just one team, and whoever's out there has earned the right.
I feel like the mix is pretty good. Like it's a balance of each. Like some girls on the back line, they're mostly older, and so they'll tell me what to do, and I'm like, yes, I'll do it for you, don't worry. And then I'll just go help. It's like a mix. Like we help each other out together, and we work so good together. I just feel it on the field.
This is unrelated to soccer, what's been a college experience here at Pepperdine that you just absolutely loved? It could be a class, it could be a club, it could be a teacher. Well, I'll start with you, Julia.
I would say Waves Weekend. Is that what it's called?
I think so.
Yeah, it's so much fun. When I first, on my official visit, they took us there, and I loved it. It was introducing, like, the Blue and Orange Madness basketball team.
Is that when we do the thing at the basketball court?
Yeah,
Or?
and then the little Ferris wheel and all the carousels, whatever. It was so much fun. I think that was probably the best memory I've had so far. And it's coming up this weekend, so
Yeah,
I'll be
Blue and
there.
Orange Madness. Blue and Orange Madness this weekend.
Yes.
What about you, Taylor?
I would say Athlete Chapel. When I first transferred in, that was honestly the break in the week that I needed. And it was so cool because I haven't seen anything like that at my prior school especially.
Is that with Jordan?
Yes.
Yeah?
Home.
Yeah, shout out Jordan.
Jordan Home. He does an awesome job of it. And I even go back now. I know it's not for credit, but I think it's a nice little reset to take me away from like school to soccer and just kind of just sit and listen.
Yeah, awesome. What's one word you would use to describe this year's Pepperdine team? And you can expand on it. I won't make you only just say one word, but.
Okay.
I put him on the spot. I did.
Just a little. I like fight. I would say like fire, like fearless. This team, like there's not a moment where we ever give up. And if something does go wrong, we always try to bring the best out of it and see what we can do better. And I feel like this team has fought every single minute, especially with the ties that we've had. I feel like every single game we just fought and just been so fearless on the field. And we're not done yet.
No, just starting. Just starting. Taylor, you put it perfectly. Just starting.
I would say fight for that word. Yeah. Continuing to just persevere through it. Even if it's like ups, downs, whatever it is, sticking together as a team and just really pushing through.
Well, you guys have been a joy to watch, I can say, so keep on keeping on. It's going to be a big couple weeks here, and I'm really happy for Pepperdine students, for us, that we get to see you guys at home this week. And so, yeah, I'm just looking forward to the rest of the season, and thank you so much for hopping on episode 2 of Pep Talk.
Yes, of course. Thank you.